All right, we're live.
We're alive. Wow, let me see. Are we on the Facebook group? Are we on the YouTube? We on many different groups, right?
Yeah,
So
we're broadcasting to like four different places simultaneously.
this is awesome. Well, this is a great news. And Liz was one of the first person that heard about this. If in my opinion, I didn't. I was not the first one. So I'll give credit to Liz. What this is lots of other Amazon marketplaces are out now allowing influencers to upload shoppable videos. Now, not on-site placement yet, but just uploading videos. So if it's on your storefront, you can actually earn commission when they click on it, etc. So why is this important? Well, I'm making a lot of money, and I think a lot of people in our groups is making a lot of money from shoppable videos. And this is just an extension of that. It's just like the natural progression. If you're doing well in one market, why not also reuse those videos and put it onto another market? One really good example of this is I'm sure you guys know of Mr. Beast.
Mm.
So he started making a lot of YouTube videos and making millions of dollars. And he thought one day, there's a lot of people watching YouTube in Spanish. Let me translate all my videos to Spanish. And he made a ton of money just doing that. So that's just expanding your reach, right? And you originally had your US resident, US reach. Now you can get to your Mexico reach or other states, other countries. And this is just another way to do it. So I think it's a great thing to get on their mindset, your radar,
Mhm.
that this is possible. Not saying that this is what we all should be going on and jumping on the boat right now. It depends on how you guys feel on how you want to take this leap, but just putting it out there so that you guys know what's happening. And so this is I guess before I pass off to Liz, I just want to say that this is a Q&A session. I
Mhm.
don't really have knowledge in this area. Liz has some information, but together we there's a lot of unknowns, and hopefully we can kind of discuss and figure out some things on our together and see where we can take this. So Liz, maybe share your insight, and let's see if we have any questions and we can filter out and answer those as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, just as we get started, and I'll bring Melody here with us in a minute as well. We're using StreamYard today. So, if you are commenting from Facebook, if you will just jump over to streamyard.com/Facebook and it will let us see who you are. So, Nathan, I see you. I saying what's up. And I saw Kimberly Millionaire jump in here. Super excited to see you here. And then these are going to be ones, this is what it looks like before we do the streamyard.com/Facebook. So if you get a chance, jump over and do that so we can see you. Angie says, listening on my ride home. I love that. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. Somebody says Vietnamese Amazon. Oh, yeah.
I wonder if they have one. They might not have one.
I don't
Maybe
think
they
they
do.
have Vietnam yet. The most recent Amazon marketplaces that they've launched are Saudi Arabia and the UAE, I believe, and they may be sharing right now, but I'm gonna bring Melody in too while we get up and going to join us on
Hi, everyone.
screen. Exciting stuff. Thank you, Cindy. Melody, it's good to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. Hey, David, how
Yeah.
are you?
Doing good. How are you, Melanie?
Doing great, doing great. So, this is really exciting. Another form of income for the creator community. We've been asking about this for a very long time, and it's finally come true. So, I had a few ideas,
Oh, tell us.
that I thought that we could just kind of explore. Since we're going to different countries, I started thinking about how we could start viewing how they create content
Mm.
for their
Oh.
country, because it may look very different from how in the United States they want content created. So just being able to observe that and take into consideration maybe holidays that these
Mm.
countries might be celebrating, such as Diwali. I don't know if this is in India too. I
Yes,
think
it
Yes,
it
is.
it is. It is.
Mhm.
It is.
yeah, so like you could be talking about certain foods that they have, certain ingredients that they have, or even like since it's a festival of lights, maybe you're talking about Govi lights, with the family. So those are considerations that you could have when you're thinking about that kind of content. And then also, you're now thinking about a unique audience, right?
Mhm.
You're gaining more people, more followers based off of their content that is really attracting them. So, if you haven't done so already, you should probably start on an email list.
Mm.
Yeah, now would be
Yes.
a really good time to start an email list, and also think about some of the brands from that country that
Mhm.
you might potentially want to work with. Like, that is something I started thinking about, like, if I started doing something for Japan, what are some of the brands that I like that I use from
Mm.
Japan? So those are also considerations to take.
I love that. I was taking notes while you said that, so I'll put them in, wherever we're streaming this, guys. I'll put this in the notes down below so that you have them from Melody. But those are so good. I hadn't thought about brands from the country that I want to work with. That's really so the first thing that came to mind when you said Japan. So my whole family has an obsession with the Japanese sodas. I have no idea if you can get them on Amazon or not there,
Yeah.
but that was the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, I
Amazing.
love those sodas. Those are really good. So that's like another thing that you could do. And even like if you wanted to create your own commercial and then tag them on social media and then
Mm,
send them a message and say, hey, just want to introduce myself. I'm an Amazon live streamer and I actually created some content around your products. Would love to be able to chat further with you about it. Like just reaching out to that brand with a good intention.
mhm,
And also, if you have not started LinkedIn yet, you
mm.
really should. This is a really strong platform. Instagram is good, TikTok, all of those platforms are good. But when you're coming at it from a business sense, when you're using LinkedIn, sometimes those companies will reach out faster to you. So that's another tip to take into consideration.
I love that. And I'm going to do a shameless plug because with Fluencer Fruit over on LinkedIn, I have an Amazon influencer group that is pretty new, but there's not another one over on LinkedIn yet. And there's not a lot of people talking about influencer on LinkedIn. So please
Mm.
join us over there. And we're like working to get the word out over there. So, Melody, I love that plug. Um, as we get into this, guys, I wanted to give just a couple kind of like disclaimers and a little bit about what we know and what we don't know. First, Kimberly, I wanted you to know, yes, I can
Ah,
see you
hey,
over here.
Kimberly.
And then I'm Japanese and love this combo. So I'm here for this. And the next question was the ones that have the little glass ball. Two people asked about this. And yes, those are the
Yes.
ones that I am talking about. My family is obsessed with them. So they often are sitting in our fridge, and I have just recently learned about them, but my kids adore them.
Have you
Um,
figured out how to take the marble out?
no, I did not understand the
Mm.
fascination with them. So I will say they live in my house a lot, and I do not understand the fascination with them.
So it's a puzzle. It is a puzzle.
Oh,
I've
is it
never
really?
gotten it out, but I've heard of people learning how to open it. But I think you have to crack it open.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, now I'm gonna go ask my kids and see if they know how to get it out and that they know it's a puzzle or if they just think it's like cool.
Might be interesting for a video
Yeah,
Yes.
or a tip. You didn't know about this, the soda
that's what you
can, and then
didn't
make
know.
yourself a video.
Silly
They
me, I
might.
was just uploading desk accessories to Amazon Japan this morning.
So you're already uploading. That's interesting.
Well, I just have done one in Japan, just to be clear, but, before I get too far off, so we wanna make sure that you guys know this is all very new, right? Like, we all basically woke up in the last 2 days, or if you're in Canada and have had the ability to upload videos for, like, a couple weeks. So
Get
we're
up.
all I know, super excited. So we're all learning about this together. And so I wanted to give us disclaimers at the beginning. This is not to be considered legal or financial advice. We are not by any means recommending that everybody go register for all of the geos immediately, right? That's not what we're saying. But what we did want to do is come together and learn and explore the opportunity for anyone who is interested in international expansion. Um, I just wanted to run through a list of things that we currently know and things we don't yet know. So Melody was working on tips and I was working on like putting together all of the information that we've seen from Amazon and other places. Okay, so it currently looks like I've tested a bunch of them. Mexico is not currently accepting applications for more influencers. Outside of that, everyone that I've tested so far has allowed me to basically transfer my influencer status from my .com to that geo. I'm going to call out Japan and Australia are going to be slightly different because of the way those marketplaces are set up. Amazon, they're just different, right? Um, so far, it looks like the videos, once they're uploaded and approved, are showing as earns commission, but we are not currently seeing on-site placement. So still a little bit different. And then there's no creator hubs. There's only uploading videos one at a time. And this is really important, guys. Every every marketplace is going to have its own paperwork. So, yes, somebody just said, nope, it's creating different Amazon influencer accounts in each country. Yes, that is true. What I mean is, in like the UK, once I got approved, I used my existing account registration. It just added my bio and my bio picture and my what's that called across that banner
Banner.
directly to that. So some of them are working like that, where you say, yes, you do the application and it's instantaneous approval and it pulls just that piece in. You still have to upload photos, videos, all of that is separate. So that's, yeah. And then for like Japan, I had to apply for affiliate first and then influencer. So what we know is there's going to be paperwork. The pieces that we don't know, and Jason called this out a minute ago. Jason, I'm going to put your comment up on screen here, is two things. One, we don't know what the tax implications are. It's just too early, right? And so what we need to do is, if you're interested in this, each of the marketplaces says, we can't pay you until you fill out this paperwork, right? And then you click on that button and it walks you through the paperwork. I haven't done that yet. I don't think anybody on here yet has gone through the paperwork. So that is still a question. So we're going to need to involve tax experts to talk about, if I'm making money off of Amazon Japan, how does this, pertain to me? The other thing, and Jason brings this up, is that the traffic in other countries is going to be way lower. So this is a possible expansion strategy, but it is important to keep that in mind. And actually, David and I were talking about this before we hopped on live. The 2022 numbers that I pulled for the top 4 Amazon marketplaces, the US.com is like $330 billion annually. The number 2 is the UK with 33 billion. So it's a far second place. Next is Germany with 30, and then is Japan is the 4th largest Amazon marketplace. So keep those things in mind if you consider this as an expansion strategy, that like if you're making, like David, $10,000-$15,000 a month on the US marketplace, your opportunity for any of the others is probably going to be a smaller percent of that you're making in the US.
Mm.
Yep. But why
Mm.
not, right? Because if you already have the video and some of these asins are exactly the same, like
Yep.
mind what Melanie says, the culture might be a little bit different in terms of what they expect to see, but it
Mhm.
doesn't hurt because you already have the video. Might as well upload it, and if you can get some extra money, that might be lunch, that might be dinner, that might be a new whatever you want to buy, right?
Yep.
It's a great way to get extra income.
Yep.
Do you
Will
think
you
we
Oh,
can?
sorry, Melody, go ahead.
Oh no, it's okay. Do you think we could upload the same videos from the US to the other pages?
I
Okay.
think so.
I think
Okay.
so.
Honestly, we don't know if there's any stipulations, but I feel like they're separate enough that you should be able to. I would err to say it's probably okay. But again, we're not Amazon, so I can't claim it's 100% okay. But I'm going to do that without much worry, to be honest.
Okay.
I will say, and David, if you want to jump in on this too, like we were talking about this ahead of time, I'm probably going to upload like 3 on a couple different marketplaces just to test and see if we get on-site placement, or see if they come back and tell us we need on-site approval, just so, but trying to find those ASINs that exist from my catalog that I already have and the catalog that they have in those different marketplaces.
Yeah, I agree. And the reason why I think three is a good number is just because you don't want to put too many, because if they require us to get approval for on-site placement, then you probably have to delete some and get back into the review state again.
Right.
So just keep that in mind. But testing out is very good. I mean, it might be strategic to maybe test out a really good selling one, or maybe one that you think will do well in that particular market. Again, like Melanie says, understanding their culture. So maybe watch some of the, like for example, Japan culture and how they present their content, maybe with a lot of energy and a lot of, I don't know, whatever to do. Hiya! Well, I don't know, but whatever it is, kind of see if you can fit their style, their culture, or maybe they might have a culture shock and see something from us and they're like, oh, this is interesting. This is
Mhm.
not our typical marketing, but it's the product that I'm looking at, and maybe they like that. But whatever the point is, there's a whole strategy down that. But if we can just pick a few, that might be a good start to see how things work. So testing is definitely where I think I will put my finger on this. It's like it's not a money making thing at all. And if you're focused on making money, focus on the US market. But this is preparation for when this thing expands and explodes. You want to be the first one or the first wave, because
Mhm.
there are theories where that if you are one of the first influencer, even right now in the US market, that's why one of my strategy and the strategy we all share within our groups is like get products that have no video influencer videos already, so that therefore you can place on it, and when you're early, you're on there, you have more exposure, you get more likes, more conversions, and you're more likely to stick on it. So again, another reason why you want to get ready for this opportunity when it comes to
Mhm.
tackle it. But right now it's not really making any money, so just decide how you want to run with it.
Yeah. Let's answer a couple questions here.
Yeah.
So, and I'm so excited, like, I'm such a nerd. I'm so excited that I can answer this one. I've had Japan Amazon affiliate for a few years now, but I can't get my influencer page activated. When I register as an influencer, it already says I have an account linked. Anyone know how to activate the influencer side? You have to email their customer service. And I know because I did it this morning. Because I had the exact same thing happen. I had to apply as an affiliate. So you've already got that piece. But every time I tried to do the influencer one, it kept like kicking me back. And they were super fast because they emailed me immediately and said that they removed the piece that was preventing me from getting influencer. And so I got that set up this morning. So that's how you get that done.
Good tip, thank you for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited that that happened this morning.
Something I was thinking about, and I don't know if this is possible, but since our videos would be shown in a different country, would we be required to do like maybe some captions on the bottom translating their language? But I'm always so weary about that because I want to make sure it's translating correctly. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know German. I would want to make sure that, the words are correct. So,
I
This
think
is a
stick. Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, no.
Okay, well, one thing that I'm actually curious about is that you know how we can't even speak Spanish in the US Amazon.
yes.
Maybe they won't even allow us to have English in their marketplace. I don't even know.
Mm,
Maybe if they don't, then we can stick with either very simple chat GPT translated phrases and
Mm.
okay.
AI part. Or if you want to take the challenge, translate it and try to phonetically say it. It's up to you. But I
Uh,
do think that maybe either going with no language, just like music and visual, might
Mm.
be, or just visual, right? Like just unboxing with sound and just like the sound of the texture and how it clicks and how it sounds. Maybe that might be enough. But just my take on it is I don't think I would be I wouldn't be surprised if English videos may get rejected because they don't speak English.
yeah.
Well, it's not their main language.
I do wonder if that will depend a little bit on the marketplace because a lot of places are not quite like the US and like how we are about language. Like a lot of the European countries, even though it's not their first language, they speak two or three, and English is a lot of times one of them or whatever. So I kind of wonder, but I mean this falls into the category of things we don't know, you know?
Mhm.
We got a chat comment that somebody Facebook user says I uploaded and got approved an English video in SE, so
Okay.
Spanish. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Oh,
I was surprised,
okay.
the user said. So okay.
Yeah.
So we got
Um,
some first tests and results so far.
some first tests going. Kimberly, the US number, and I pulled the stats for us here so we can see the screen.
Ooh.
So this was
Ooh.
2022. If you look, I mean, the US did 336 billion. And then you've got the UK, Japan, and Germany. So these are the, number 2, 3, and 4. And then the rest of the world is up here with that 69 billion. So, use that when you're thinking through how to prioritize which marketplaces based on traffic that you're going to look at. Let's see. Are you using the same social accounts? Yes. At the moment, whenever I click on use my same account, it pulls my socials in.
So it actually doesn't. Does it? Do you know if it reevaluates us, or does it just assume that we're already an influencer in the U.S. market and just says, okay, you're already an influencer, so we're gonna make you an influencer on this market too? Do you know, or any guess?
It's fast enough that it does not seem like they are reevaluating my social, but
We'll
Hmm.
find
I'm
out.
guessing. Yeah.
Because like even when we're applying the first time, the approval is instantaneous too, because it's a basic algorithm that goes check your influencer account. So it's pretty instantaneous, right? I think
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people do evaluate. So we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all new. Sorry, go
it
ahead, Melody.
definitely depends. If you have like over 1,000 people, then usually that approval process is quick.
Mhm.
But if you have just like 500 people, sometimes you'll see like a pending, and they'll get back to you. It
Okay.
just, yeah,
Oh,
that's what happened to me the first time around when I applied for the program.
so
Nice.
if we can ask people if they apply and if anyone gets the pending, then we definitely know that they're going to reevaluate you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is a good tip. Stephanie says she was mindful to only apply in countries where they have an English language option.
If your goal is upload English video, but if you're gonna will be willing to work around it, then doesn't hurt
Yeah.
because you can be universal if it's just image and sound, video and sound.
Yeah, Melody, I think this is in response to your how to do the making sure that your translation is correct. The best way to do
Yeah.
that is through a cross-checking
Hmm.
translators. Translate it in one and then reverse it.
Oh
Okay.
It's
That
yeah.
really
makes
smart.
sense.
That's actually, when people get stuff tattooed on in different languages, that's why I will never ever do that because I am terrified of having something tattooed. I mean, I have tattoos, right? But I'm terrified of having something that I thought translated one way and it didn't. Tattoo fails are some of my favorites. This is really good from Michelle. She emailed Amazon Canada and they have a dedicated email for Influencer Canada. They did confirm that we could upload videos from our Amazon.com Creator Hub. And they also told me both programs require approval. I'm waiting on clarification as to whether that means approval in each country or if our Amazon.com does grandfather us through.
Oh, that
It
would
would
be
be
nice.
really cool if we got grandfathered in, you guys.
Mhm.
And good information about the uploading contents, the same one that you put in the US site, you can
Yeah,
put in
that's
other
really
site.
good. Let's see. It's a good thing that the UK is the second market. Yep,
Hmm.
because of the English. Yep. Let's see.
They
We
have a
got
little accent to it, right? But it's still English.
well, it will be the ones with the accent though.
Oh yeah, that's
You
right.
know?
These weirdos.
Yes. Okay, here is somebody uploaded and approved an English video in Spain. Let's
Sweden.
see. Oh,
SE
Sweden.
is Sweden.
There we go. Yeah, that's the one down underneath.
Okay.
You said Spain before. I was like, oh.
I didn't know what SE is.
In my mind, I thought maybe they switched it because ES is the .es for
Espanol.
Spain. Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's see. But the US has so many more influencers, so few because the other markets are brand new. So something to consider if especially if carousels open up. And I think that's really why I'm excited, right? Is the possibility of landing early carousel placement in some of the other
Mhm.
geos.
Yeah, especially strategically speaking, if you have something that you're doing really well right now, and maybe you see it starting to get crowded, like you have this niche, you want to maintain your kingdom of that niche, right? And you just get your videos on the other platform early and take advantage of that because it's
Mhm.
all fair races. And I kind of like to just share this information because I don't think there's oversaturation because there's so many products on Amazon,
Mhm.
and I think the more that we share and we help each other would be the better for all of us. But yeah, like I feel like yeah, definitely if you have a product that's doing well, maybe that's a good one to test. And if it also resonates well with their culture too, right?
Mhm.
Because some things may not resonate well with different culture, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we started to use bidet now, but like 10 years ago, they tried to sell us a bidet. We're like, what? This doesn't make no sense, right? But yeah, cultural things. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. This is a good tip too. Pictures and inspire wouldn't need speaking,
Yep.
Mm.
you know? Let's see. I'm bilingual and waiting for Amazon to allow Spanish videos. So I'm so surprised that in the US they don't allow Spanish videos. That I'm with you. This I feel like is something that they should approve soon. Y'all have the accent.
Yep.
Ah, and then, okay, Doug says, interesting that the photo for 2022 Germany was number 2. I read that backwards. Thank you, Doug. You are correct. Germany was 33 and the UK was 30. You are correct.
It's like a race, so close.
Mhm. Okay, so we just go to their Amazon site for that country and apply. I'm actually going to share my screen again, guys. So if you just go to I always Google. I don't have this bookmarked for some reason, so whenever somebody asks, I literally Google Amazon influencer apply and get this screen. If you come here, it has this drop down under the US and you can pick any of the geos that you want to apply for and it will just walk you straight through the process. On most of them it gives me the option to like use an existing account or create a new one.
I love how simple they made it.
Yes.
Because I
And
started thinking, what if they're sending you to a page, but it's all in that native language? Then you
yeah.
can't apply. Well, unless you know that language and you know how to speak it fluently, then yeah. But like David said, you could run it through Chat GPT.
And
Your
you can
translation.
usually switch the language up here too. So,
Okay.
like,
Yeah, that's really good.
I'm on Amazon Japan here, and like you can actually pick the language as English.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
So this is like a native translation from Amazon itself.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Let's see. Have we gone over how many countries in total this is open to? We have not.
We've talked about some that may not, like what Mexico is not allowing anymore.
Mexico is not currently accepting applications, and this is the total list. So if you go here, you can actually just scroll through it, and I didn't count it. It's 15-ish, 12 or 15-ish. Now, a lot of these, like in the EU, are basically on they're they're separate, but they're the same sort of deal, like at least for sellers, and some of the stuff will probably overlap there. But yeah, those are the ones that we're currently seeing.
Someone applied and got approved for Canada instantly. Now I'm curious if you are also approved because I don't know who it is, Facebook user. Because I'm curious. This is kind of me just thinking outside the box for people that struggle with getting applying to US. Maybe this might be a side strategy as they're trying to get
Mm,
applied. It might be easier to apply outside. But I'm
yeah.
curious, this person, are you also an influencer in the US? I guess.
Yeah, and they also you can get in instantly, but we're not sure about on-site yet, is
Mm,
still the differentiator there, because
yeah.
a lot of people get approved instantly in the US and then sometimes don't get approved for on-site. The
Yep.
person says yes, also in the US.
Okay, so that kind of that's good, but that doesn't help the struggle where people cannot get approval in the U.S.
Somebody says they don't have
Right.
Inspire yet. Well, that will make that more difficult. But they do have shoppable photos. We just don't have on-site placement anywhere for them yet. So,
Hmm. But they can earn commission, right? Because it shows
mhm,
up in the storefront, and when you look at the video, it does say this. What does it say? Earns commission. What was that
mhm.
statement that it says? It
Earns
Mhm.
says
commission.
Yeah.
yeah, earns commission. So there are ways we can start generating money.
Yeah, which really, guys, the Amazon influencers was launched in the US in 2017 with the exact setup that they now have, which is a storefront and the ability to drive traffic to something that says earns commission. And then I'm unclear, sometime in 2020, 2021 is when they added on-site shoppable content as part of the influencer program. So we can't guarantee that that's also going to be the path, but watching Amazon holistically as they've expanded into different geos over the years, this does track with how they do things where they'll roll one piece out. They'll build the whole program out in the US, and we can have a different conversation later about how well it's built out in the US right now
Mhm.
from an infrastructure standpoint, but then they'll do the same thing in the other countries, usually one at a time. This is actually pretty surprising. Somebody down here said 16, including the US. So that's really good to know. Um, that they'll probably roll this out one step at a time in the other countries as well. All right. Lori says, "Hi, Lori. I know that StreamYard hates you. Thank you for coming and telling me who you are. Late to the party today, and you may have answered. It's in regards to using the same account for any or all of the other countries. Is it really wise to do that? Because what happens if, God forbid, your account gets suspended or
Right.
terminated? Is it worth the risk?"
I
Melody,
wonder
It goes
David?
with
if
the territory.
all
It goes
of
with the territory. I mean, there are some seasoned people, there are older people that did everything on one account. I'm that person. I have everything on my account. So if something happens, it's terrifying.
Mhm.
I think it's always
The
gonna be
bet,
scary.
yeah. But there is a nice thing to have separate account because then obviously when one gets shut down, the other one shouldn't unless they're still tied to the same social security number, then it could also be an issue. I don't know. I think everyone will have their different opinion. That's hard
Mhm.
to say, but you can see the pros and cons, the convenience or the safety net.
Yeah. I think some people like, um, David, it sounds like you and I are in the same boat. Like, I never heard anybody talk about separating your accounts. And so, like, my seller account, my personal shopping, my influencer, my merch, my KDP is like, if they shut me down, like, I'm pretty done across the board. Like, thankfully, Amazon is pretty siloed, and so it is a risk. But usually, like one hand doesn't know what the other hand is doing. Not in a sometimes in a frustrating way, but not necessarily malicious. They do that so that they can move fast and launch, even if they know that there are teams doing double work. But yeah, it is a risk. Let's see. Spain is hard. They don't even have half of the Govi products we have. Um, Doug, I think Amazon used to have Amazon China and they shut it down.
Competition. Alibaba maybe.
Mhm. Let's see. So we should just go ahead and upload something and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna take the word should out of your sentence and say you can. That's
Yes.
we aren't my therapist says we don't should on people in this crowd. So you can choose that if you would like to test it. I know I'm going to be testing. I know David's testing a little bit. So Melody, are you going to test a couple of the geos?
I'm going to try one.
Okay.
And I think if I focus my efforts on one, then I'll build up the confidence and then move to the next one. I think it'll get too much if you're signing up for all of the countries and you're like, I don't know what's what.
Yeah.
Just maybe just start with one and just feel it out till you feel comfortable enough with it.
Yeah.
Get a system in place so you can keep track of your affiliate links and then apply for the next country.
Yes.
It's going to be overwhelming too because I think each country you apply for, you need to fill out your own tax information,
Mhm.
and that may take some time and some effort too.
Yeah.
So,
Um, two things on that. One, in from the seller standpoint, when you register in India, Brazil, and I think there's one other, at least you used to have an in-country entity in order to be able to sell there. Now I have no idea if the influencer stuff will mirror that, but I know sometimes like um, Amazon is at the whim of the country that they're operating within. So we will probably see some of that. And somebody asked, is this with one link? And I do just want to mention that one link is for your affiliate side. Influencer is going to be completely different because it's going to be that on-site traffic or driving people to your storefront, not necessarily one link to the product on different geos.
But that kind of takes me to a question, maybe, and I'm sure this question isn't new, but like that whole aspect of influencer, not influencer, but affiliate, that's always been around, right? You could always use that one link, and you could
Mhm.
always had made a lot of these marketplaces in different countries. So that's always been a thing. Amazon encourages that, right? That's why they have the
Mhm.
one link, so you can reach out to all these different customers in different marketplaces. So yeah, I
Especially
just
as the
wanted to
world
go.
of social media makes the world smaller and smaller, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah. All right. Stephanie says, random tip, create a wish list in each country and add all your uploaded content to that wish list. This is how I'm tracking my content myself. That's brilliant.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Um, somebody mentioned this as well. So it took 2 years after they first uploaded a video. So Influencer launched in 2017, and then shoppable content was 2 years later.
Hmm.
Yep. Okay. So here's somebody else. 2020 was the beta for videos, and 2021 came out of beta, but same setup basically. I love this. Somebody just went and did it while we were talking.
I love that.
Nice.
I like
The
people of
drive,
action. Yeah.
not waiting.
Yes. All right. Do you have to get your videos approved like in the US? We don't know.
Well, to go to storefront,
Yes. My
I think you
Japan one
still,
is pending moderation.
yeah, so I think there is approval. There is approval. So there is.
Yeah. For getting published. We're not sure about on-site placement.
That'll be a whole different story because you'll still need to go through the same evaluation once you're approved for on-site
Well, we don't
if
know.
you need to. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we don't know.
We
Yeah,
don't know.
we don't
We may
know.
be
Fully
grandfathered
spoke.
in. That's what I'm just putting that out into the universe. I just want to be
Yeah.
grandfathered in. All right. Lori says, are there any cons you can think of to having separate ones? Lori, the only one that I think of is managing multiple logins. But what do you guys think?
There is a risk. And I don't think everyone shares this theory with me, but I'm always super paranoid and I always play devil's advocate.
Mhm.
So I always think that I believe Amazon allows every person to have one associate account, right? That's from my background, I know. And then if you want to have multiple ones, you have to ask them and tell them why you need to have other one. So stemming from that kind of thinking, I'm always a little bit of paranoid of having multiple accounts
Mm.
because Amazon might say, hey, why do you have multiple accounts? Maybe you're trying to do something fraudulent or trying to scheme something. So they might shut you down just because you have multiple accounts. So that's like the devil's advocate on the other side. I don't know, to be honest, but that's just my super conservative thinking is like I'm a little bit paranoid having multiple accounts too.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think you're supposed to have multiple accounts. But that's I think you should just read the operating agreement. Like just
Nice.
follow the operating agreement. I'm not even going to come up here and tell you, just do it this way. No, just follow the operating agreement. Read the operating agreement carefully. And if you have questions, they have a drop down that says help in your
Mhm.
associates account where you can get more clarification, but they'll most likely send you back to Creator University to get that information. But just
And
read it carefully.
and the caveat here is that terms of service operating agreement is for one country. Now we're kind of crossing that boundary of doing it between two countries, so that gets complicated. But
So I
again,
wonder, do other countries have a different operating agreement?
oh,
So I looked briefly at Japan's today. The influencer part looks really close, but I didn't like comb it.
Okay.
It will be interesting to see though, especially based on local laws.
like FTC is US only, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
So maybe they don't need to disclose certain things, right? Maybe they're not at that stage yet, or maybe they're more advanced. They have to like fully disclose everything. We don't even know how
Well,
their
the
market
EU
works.
has all of those crazy GDPR,
Oh yeah, they're
right?
worse
And
than us.
then
Mhm.
yeah, but then I don't know about like the other countries how that will play out.
Yeah, so local rules will take into consideration here.
Mhm. All right. So somebody says I was just Googling and here's what I found. I like everybody. This is not tax advice. I am on board with this.
Mhm.
11 of the 12 countries that have international affiliate programs for Canada, for Amazon, sorry, Canada, Mexico, UK, yada, yada, have US income tax treaties which prevent double taxation. The 12th, Brazil, doesn't have a formal treaty but has officially recognized income tax reciprocity with the US to prevent double taxation. Okay, so if I'm reading that correctly, hypothetically, not tax advice, that would mean that basically we would pay income tax on those in the US the same way we do for our current influencer income. Is that how you guys read that?
Yeah, and my
That's
guess
right.
is that it will file into your personal tax or your LLC tax, and you
Mhm.
will file it as one source. And since you're filing in the US, it's already taken care of. You don't have to file it in that country. But again, not tax advice. I'm just
Yeah.
reading it. That's my interpretation. I invited a tax expert to our group, but she unfortunately couldn't make it today. But yeah, those are questions that we do not know, and we gotta find someone that really does know. But it's good.
Yeah.
It's good that we're researching and starting to think about this for sure.
Exactly. Cameron says it was super easy to sign up with the same email. I'm signed up in Canada, UK, and Australia now with 3 videos up in each. They do seem completely separate once you're in. Yeah. All right, Cameron's sitting on 3 as well. I think that's the play is, upload 3 and see how it goes. Let's see. It's a risk, but don't be scared unless you wanna be safe just in case. Let's see, I love this. They definitely don't know what the other hand is doing. I'm pretty sure whoever controls on-site videos is separate from whoever controls product listings and totally separate from the influencer program as far as I can tell.
100%. 100%. I will get banned from one program and sponsored on another program.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Oh, Stephanie, this is brilliant. I run a Facebook deals group and I can see my top 3 countries from there. So those are the 3 markets I'm trying out. That is
Smart.
brilliant. If you guys
Wonderful
have
idea.
one of those, yes.
Yeah, and also not only Facebook group, but also if you are a YouTuber and you can see where your audience is, you can see your traffic in
Mhm.
YouTube too. So if your
Oh,
traffic is
that's
coming from
good.
other country, they might. I mean, it's a little bit far-fetched because that's YouTube view versus YouTube clicks and conversion. But still, you can start to see where your content resonates a little bit more.
Mm. Doug says he was approved for India a long time ago, but no way to get the money out, which would align with India needing a local entity to do business as a seller there. So that's something to, yeah, India and Brazil, which also lines up with the fact that Brazil doesn't have the official tax reciprocity.
Mm.
Yeah, this is. This, I think, is gonna be the next top tip, right? Do the 3 videos, but then wait to fill out your tax information to see if it's worth it. They can just keep
That
the
is,
money, right, for the 3 videos, like, there's no loss there.
yeah, that's actually good, not tax advice.
Mhm.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good. I like that.
I like that too. Alright, what about captions? Will videos auto-transcribe in their respective language?
Hmm.
If you speak that language,
Oh,
I guess I don't know. The AI, it might be that it's how smart the AI is, but I wouldn't really depend on that.
yeah.
Because even in English, or maybe my English just is terrible, but the caption that it generates are so bad. Like I would say Eufy, which is a brand of security camera, and there's like 10 different versions of whatever it picks up. Every time I say it, it's different. So yeah, so bad that the brand says, "Can you go back and edit these captions?" Like, no, I don't generate the caption. So yeah, I don't know. AI. Let's see what they'll do with those videos.
Yeah. Do we have to make totally new videos, or can we reuse something? Our current, um group sourced answer is that we think we can just continue to upload our existing videos.
Right. No, full disclaimer. But one person did contact Amazon, and they did say that you're okay using the same video you uploaded to the US Content Creator Hub to also
Mhm.
put that same video on the other influencer quote unquote hub on the other marketplace. But
Nice.
that's coming from associate chat support, which could and could not always be confirmed as a reliable source of information.
Yeah. Oh, this is good. For Amazon merch, you just get royalty from other countries. You don't have to deal with taxes, etc., because you don't handle transactions. So merch is probably the other silo of Amazon hustles that I think is most closely related to us because you basically upload content and then Amazon handles basically like everything else. So this would be really nice. In the difference currently that I see is like when I upload stuff to merch, I can select Japan, Germany, UK, US, but I didn't have to register separately in those countries. Whereas with influencer, we're having to register separately.
Yeah, that's different.
Let's see. I signed up for the UK. So is the idea to link the US and UK stores?
Is
Do you
there an
mean,
option to link?
I don't think link. Do you mean use your same account? If so, that's optional. You can either use your same account or create a new one. Let's see. Do we know if we need to list all our trusted sites, website, and Alexa sites like social media, YouTube, etc.?
You have
It
different store ID, right?
it prompted me every time. Some of them made you do affiliate first and then go back and do influencer, and every time I did affiliate, it prompted me to do those just to be safe. I would do it everywhere you can because we've seen so many people kind of unknowingly, right, get shut down because they didn't have one of their traffic sources somewhere. So I would definitely do that. I have 4 videos that got rejected in Canada, but were fine in the US.
What
Okay.
was the reason for rejection? Was it the language barrier or was it the
Mm.
content? Maybe they have different strictness on what kind of content is approved.
Do you think language barrier was the issue in Canada?
No,
Okay, I was just checking.
I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking.
You can always check to see if there's a barcode, guys. If you got that
Um,
barcode in the video, even if it's in the back, if it's like I had a shipping label once and it was like halfway covered, but you could still kind of see it, they rejected a video. So just look out for those things too.
yeah. Let's see. I had the great and powerful Nike post. Nikki post 20. Oh, Nikki, sorry. I can read. 20 videos on Canada last night, and they were all live within a couple hours of our storefront. Okay, that's excellent. You guys, I am 10 minutes behind on questions. Let me bump down here. We'll go back up. How's that? Where do you check the stats from the new country? Does it show up in the same spot as the US? Okay, let me see if I can show this really quick. It's actually the same type of drop down, and I'll just share this. So imagine this is Associates Central and you're seeing my reporting instead. There's the same thing up here, this drop down that gives you the option to choose from your countries. And if you already are approved as an influencer, it will just basically change you over to the reporting for that country.
So you have all your store IDs in one associate backend for all your other marketplaces?
I mean, it changes your IDs, right?
Right.
So like, let me see if I can
So
pull Japan because I have nothing there. So it hopefully
so
won't
then
be.
that makes sense in one way to have all in one account because then it's way easier to check between your different marketplaces if it's on one account instead of logging out, logging back in, or having different browser sessions.
Yeah. Let me see if
Mm.
I can pull this really fast. Let's see. Eric says, David, each video had a different reason. The content of the Media Amazon's community guidelines contains personal information, inappropriate content, and copyright infringement.
So they have a different AI. Maybe they have a different AI, or
Oh,
the US AI has been tweaked as it's been experiencing all these complaints from us and feedback from us, whereas they're just maybe uploading the vanilla AI engine in Canada. Maybe, just a
oh,
guess.
that would be interesting. All right. All my exes live in taxes. Let's see. Do we know if the ASINs are the same in each country, or will we have to search for products and find country-specific ASINs? So David and I have kind of landed on it depends. Melody, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I have to explore that. I have to explore that. Like I know I always see like certain patterns within ASIN like B07, or you'll see some like an X or something. I don't know if it's like that in those countries, but I do remember Ehud mentioning how there was an old set of ASINs and now there's a new set of ASINs, but that was in the US. So I don't
Hmm.
know if the same thing goes for the other countries.
This morning when I was playing with Japan, so uh just so you guys know, Jungle Scout does work on some of the other geos. I picked Deliver to Hong Kong just to kind of play around with this. But when I tagged, this is the product that I uploaded a video for, I actually pulled this ASIN from here and then used it to tag this product. And so I think it will sometimes work. I don't know that we can say that it will always work.
Okay.
Right. I think it has something to do with like the seller, how they decide to list their product, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if they just basically redo it, but remembering, like, that the sellers have to register for every geo as well, and they
Oh,
have to do, like, sales tax in every marketplace, so, like, if they're selling in any of the EU options, they have VAT tax, which we won't have to worry about because 'cause we're not doing, like, sales tax stuff, or I think we won't have to. I don't think that pertains to us. But so they're also doing, like, individuals, but usually the way they're doing it right now is it will let them, with the help of a rep, import their stuff into the new geo. It's like a process that needs a rep usually.
Okay.
So we'll see.
yeah. So check the ASINs, and I'm sure there's gonna be situations where it might not be the same ASIN, but if you look at a product, it might be there. For example, if it's a electronic products that have different voltage or different plugs,
Mhm.
like a battery solar generator, for example, I'm sure you can talk about the US version if you're especially talking about the feature that is similar between the
Mhm.
international and the US version. It'll be a different ASIN for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would look on a case by case basis to see.
Yeah. Okay, rejection in another company could be as simple as the US stipulation a child must have an adult in the same frame, so a small detail may not be thinking is important, but is in that country also. Same products may have different ingredients in different countries, but then I would think a different ASIN. Yeah, that's a
Mm,
good thing.
good point.
Yeah. Okay. Eric says when I click on learn more, they have TOS like US written reviews. Like no compensation is allowed, meaning free product or other compensation unless it's fine. Okay, that's interesting. So they don't have brand deal terms yet. Hmm.
Wait, can you explain what Eric's saying?
So written reviews terms of service is you cannot, they're written for the seller, right? So as a seller, I cannot compensate you for a written review. I can't offer you a
Oh,
free
yeah.
product. I can in no way incentivize. So every time you get a mail, like a mail thing afterwards and it says leave us 5 stars, we'll refund you $30, that's illegal, like terms of
Oh,
Mhm.
service violations, all of that. So what he's saying is the Canadian terms of service, when he clicks on them, it is written like the US written reviews terms of service, saying there's no compensation, no free product unless you're a Vine reviewer. So it looks
So it's
like,
not an influencer terms of service yet.
yeah, so they haven't updated that yet.
so
Good
maybe
catch.
to stay safe, you just get the product yourself. If you could find like a local store or international section, like in your supermarket, you can find those things.
Yeah.
If you want to start spending already, or you can just use what you have already
Hmm.
because you're just testing, right?
Yeah.
But
I like, yeah. I hadn't thought about the grocery store yet, Melody. That's a good idea.
Gotta get creative.
Mhm. Let's see. Just a tip, there is a free tool called Productor that I use for merch. You can right click a title and search different countries. I haven't tested for general products yet. You know what? Now that you say that, I think One Link has something similar. right? So if you're doing associates with one link, I think you can see which countries it's available in.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, Lori says that's a good point about different plugs.
And then
um,
the writings on the product too. They'll have different writing. Like the power button, on off volume is all gonna be different language. Maybe
yeah.
tape it over.
Put your thumb on that part of the like. I
Oh
was immediately
gosh.
thinking of like my flat iron, like putting my thumb on the plug. like,
And you turn around, put the thumb up there, and cover that, and cover that, and cover everything. I just actually I put like black tape on everything. So
mhm.
sometimes if it's less, yeah. Well, this is a whole different strategy. But yeah, block things that you don't want Amazon to see because what they don't know is better than if they know and it's the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good
Um,
good tip, David.
This person says, yes, they do. I was given options to sell in Canada on the seller side. Yeah, once you're a seller, they have like a whole sales team in every different marketplace that will reach out to you and say, hey, I see you're doing really well in the US. How would you like to sell in this? We have a personal person who will jump on and walk you all through it and they'll like help you get set up. Um, Canada, I'd love to know if you decided to sell in Canada. I just curious. And if you went with a warehouse in Canada or if you're using their NARF program. So let's see. Lori here, payments. I read that Amazon does have a payment method that is now available for ACH for all countries. Is that correct? I don't know that one.
I don't know either.
Okay. Let's see. Correct. It seems that it's not influencer terms of service yet.
Thank you for the clarification. I was really confused. I had to get Liz to explain that to me.
So now I have a use for all changeable that are in the
Oh
package.
yeah, so some products that have the EU plug and
Yep.
other
Mhm.
country plugs.
All right, Michelle has more Amazon support information. I love this. When I emailed the Amazon support, it was interesting to see that they had a dedicated Amazon influencer with a .ca email to respond to my chat, and it was even an option to select that the nature of my inquiry was for Amazon Canada influencer.
Mm.
That's awesome.
Oh,
I love that.
when we need help in the US and we can't get it, we go over to Canada.
No, they don't want to talk to us. Let's
If
see.
it's
Does
generic
Vine
enough.
even exist? Yeah, exactly.
It does exist. Some people
If it
are
exists
part of that
here, does
program.
it exist in the other countries?
I
Stuff like
Mm.
that.
wonder. Let's see. I was going back to a question that I saw up here. Let's see. Doug, does the banana work on other
Oh,
countries' sites? So this is a question about the Fluencer Fruit extension. And the answer for at the moment is no, it does not. But my promise to you is as they launch on-site content, and once we have a need for it in the other geos, that we will launch it into those as well. So
Mm.
yeah.
oh yeah, you can count on Liz to be on top of that.
I try really hard. People send me requests and we're like, bam, in the product. Done. Let's see. And they were the ones who said we could upload from our Amazon USA Creator Hub. That's really
Oh,
good to know.
nice.
That came
Okay,
from
good.
Amazon.
Yes.
Okay.
More confirmation.
Yes. Listen, I'm going to be over here like emailing Japan. First of all, Japan's influencer support got to me like this 3 times today. I'm like to get me up and running
Wow.
as an influencer in Japan. And it sounds like Canada is the same way. So you guys, there's your tip. Next tip, reach out to those influencer teams.
Yes.
Seriously.
Oh, let's see. Eric says, at least on the affiliate side, Canada is a part of the 11 or so geos that are all grouped together every month in separate ACH. Okay. So they
Oh,
have it. Let's see. Yeah. Michelle says, and it was fast, like a couple of hours. That's how Japan was.
hmm.
Let's see. Do you have to reapply like with a YouTube to get accepted, or is it automatic? So currently it appears when I apply for influencer to a new marketplace that it's just transferring my status as an influencer. It doesn't look like it's rechecking my socials. But the one thing that I will continue to call out is We're not showing on-site placement either. It's just to get into influencer and have a storefront.
Well, he knows.
Sorry, I can read it now. Why is everyone picking on USA influencer support? I don't understand. Listen, I love all of them, and I just really feel for them because I believe that they try really hard and that they most likely don't have the information they need to answer our questions.
I just figured they're slammed. They have probably multiple things that they're doing. It's not
Yeah.
just one thing. They're probably doing a ton of other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think too. I've not seen on-site placement either. I have searched a bunch of products and not seen anything but seller videos. I do think that it's good though, because I was on Canada a minute ago and I did see in that upper carousel the seller video there. And I do think that's a good sign, even though we don't have on-site placement, the fact that they're building it out in the same structure. Hopefully we're close. Let's see. Liz, I emailed Japan for my influencer account when you told me to earlier. We'll see if I'm approved by the end of the stream. I mean, I emailed them this morning. It was basically like overnight for them. So fingers crossed. They are too busy setting up the events we see on Instagram.
The ones we don't get invited to.
Yeah.
Elbow.
I feel like some people have been invited.
Yeah.
Let's see. Seller videos have been on Canadian Amazon for a couple months. I think that's a good sign. Michelle's been stalking them. Does anybody know about, I haven't checked this on the UK. Do they have seller videos up on the UK yet? The female only events. I know this is a complaint of the guys. Let's see. A lot of lesser known white label brands are not on the UK site. I think it will be mostly big brands or select lesser known brands. I agree with this. It is difficult, especially as a US brand, if you are like private label, to launch in the EU. Like you have to have a whole VAT tax set up. You have to file quarterly, unless you're using like Avalara or one of the like specialist tax people that are automatically doing those things. And then it's just an additional cost. And we all know about profit margins right now. Imagine getting incentives for multiple countries at the same time. Now that is a real like incentive.
Wow.
Especially if you get like, I didn't get this one, but the double influencer commission for the month of November or whatever, like that would be amazing. Oh, that could be. I feel like the events are about who you know. All right, let's see if I missed anything. But while I'm going back through, do you guys have anything else? We're kind of at that hour mark. Oh, this is good advice. Yes, please check with your own tax advisors.
Yep.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Check with your tax advisor and make sure you're reading the operation agreement for each of these countries.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, I found another one. I'm going to see if I can show you guys how to do this on my phone. It's not, this part is not simple.
Oh, really?
It
You have
is,
to
but it's
switch
not.
over to the desktop version and then swap from there.
No, you can do it in your app.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
In
So, okay.
settings,
Yeah. So, like,
profile.
if you go all the way over here to like the menu one and you click on that and then you scroll all the way to the bottom and you see the flag. So, when you click on it, then it gives you the country and language settings. So, I can actually switch to one of the other regions. So that's where you find it. I'm not going to try and walk you through it live because it always makes me end up like re-logging in and
Because you
all
can't
these
get
other
back out.
different. Yeah, so yeah, I'm like, when I started in Canada uploading photos, I was like, oh, I'll just, switch back and forth from my phone. It'll be easy. And I was like, oh, this makes me miserable. I do not like doing this. Okay, let's see. Start uploading to the UK. Be sure to look at your products that are big brands and not waste time with little crap yet. Yeah, I think that's probably right. We think Inspire exists only in the US right now.
And if it's a flop, it may never exist anywhere else.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Amazing. Well,
Yeah, that was
should we?
a that was a really, really great session. Thank you,
That was.
Melanie. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, everyone in chat. I think
Yes.
collectively we accomplished what I really wanted to do, which is we don't know anything and everyone knows a little bit. And I think together we can kind of figure something. But one thing I want to make sure that is in case Amazon runs into this video, I want to let them know that nothing we do here is to recommend or endorse or
Mm,
tell anybody to do anything. We're just trying to collect pieces of all the information that is available to make sense of it, just because there's just a lot of information out there, and we want to see if we can understand it so that we can properly follow the terms
mhm.
of service, so that we can be able to benefit from the program and make the program success for everyone, including Amazon.
Yep.
Um, and to wrap up this video, I think the real reason why I wanted to talk about this, and also the reason why a lot of people started pinging me, is they are making good money with shoppable videos. And if you're not, um, let us know and we can help you. We have tools and we have strategies and we have tips. I don't want to really brag, but I do want to share so that I can get some reasons for you guys to come check out our next webinar. So I know a lot of you guys are trying to struggle with making shoppable videos, commissions, and I've been able to make about 15,000 in the last 30 days in commission. And I thought it was relatively not too difficult given the strategies that I deployed. Of course, it's not easy, but it's at the same time, it's a proven path of how to find certain products that you would buy with the intent to make content, and with certain tools like Fruits and Flute and understanding the trends of seasonality, you know what to get and you know what to get at what time and when to upload those videos that help really make those sales. So if you guys are interested in that, we have a webinar tomorrow
Mhm.
around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we're going to talk about those strategies based on the seasonality of things, using Fruits and Fruit, using Jungle Scouts, and finding what sells and what placement matters, and all those details. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. But today, I really just want to just talk about this because this is the next step of where Shopable Videos may go.
Mm,
So it's not going to make money right now, but it's great to start looking into it, because when you're ready to go, you're going to be off to the races. Maybe even prepare your libraries of videos just in case. Have them ready to upload, because I know a lot of people, they will make their video and they'll delete off their phone and they don't have anymore. But now you know that you might be able to just re-upload them if the guidelines stay the way they are, and
mhm.
Amazon CA has said that we can reuse them. So stuff like that. So like this is a really, really good conversation. And I guess we can continue it in the chat and all these groups. And thank you everybody for participating in that. And then yeah, I guess we'll see you all tomorrow if you guys want to come to our strategy session. The link will be shared in the Facebook groups, just like the groups that we have today, and we'll go ahead and post it there. Liz or Melody, anything you guys want to add before we just end the stream?
Oh, nothing for me. Nothing on my end. But just glad that I was able to come here, help out. And of course, it's always a pleasure to speak with David and Liz. We finally got to chat.
I know. This was so fun. What a good reason to like actually get to meet face to face.
Yes, yes. So thank you for the invite. I do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. There's so many comments. I'm sure we probably missed a few. I do
Yes.
apologize for that. But yeah, this has been a great session, and an hour has passed, and I got so much to do. I'm sure all of you have lots of things to do. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Until then, make money, guys. Good luck.
Bye,
Have a good
guys.
Bye,
one.
guys.